Hi everybody, I'm Hannah.
And I'm Maya.
And today we're going to be talking to you about
Bower
Creek. So Bowker Creek is located within the municipality of Oak Bay. Its headwaters are located at the Bowker watershed, which includes Yuvik as well as Mackenzie and also Shelbourne. It flows all the way through Oak Bay, where it empties out at its base level in Oak Bay, which then empties out into the Pacific Ocean. Some interesting facts include that there was once some species of salmon that lived in this creek, but unfortunately due to urbanization, it is no longer suitable for them and they're not able to spawn. As well, the community is working to restore the creek, but it is very unlikely that it will ever reach its original ecological state. Bowker Creek is located within the climate classification of CSB, meaning that it is a warm summer Mediterranean climate. This means that no summer months will average higher than 22 degrees Celsius, and winter months have a higher amount of precipitation with chilly temperatures. The cooler temperature is due to the ocean currents that surround Victoria. Information for our hydrograph was collected from the Victoria Highlands. The information allows us to see that in summer months, temperatures average at about 18 degrees Celsius and drop down to an average of 3 degrees Celsius in the winter. Precipitation ranges from about 20 millimeters in the summer months to a high of 225 millimeters in the winter. The increased precipitation in winter months is due to cold air not being able to hold as much moisture. This affects the local topography because there is more flooding and erosion that takes place due to the surplus of water that has almost nowhere to go. Information for our hydrograph was collected from Oak Recreation Center and Victoria Highlands. The graph indicates that discharge is at its lowest during summer months and peaks at about 3 meters squared per second in December. Discharge increases as precipitation increases. This changes the local ecosystem by removing sediment from land and moving it towards the ocean.
Bowker's Creek was once a meandering stream with a low gradient. Due to urbanization, it has now become a more incised stream. The topography in this area has changed many times over the years, with firstly an increase in agricultural development and then an increase for residential areas. Humans have channeled and brought the stream into culverts, making it harder for wildlife to survive and flourish in this area.
Okay, so feature one of our river is our tributaries. So here we've got two different flows of water which are coming together into one single stream. This is important to the creation of our river because it shows where the volume of the river is coming from. So once the two connect, there's going to be greater discharge and also a greater velocity of the river.
Our second feature of Bowers Creek is a cut bank. This is an example of a cut bank right here because of at times when there's larger volumes of water moving through, the velocity picks up coming around this corner and forming a meander, and it starts to erode more on this edge, and that's why it has a steep edge here. You can't clearly see this at the moment because the water is at a lower level, but we will show you an example of what the water would be looking like if it were moving faster around this corner. This is our example of the water flowing through, forming a cut bank. While this cut bank is less noticeable and it's on a smaller scale, it allows us to see the way the water wraps around this bend and picks up speed as it goes through and begins eroding more in here.
Okay, so for our third and final feature, we've got our thalweg. So the thalweg is the point in the river where the water is flowing the fastest. It's got the most energy in it, meaning that it has the highest velocity. This thalweg was most likely formed because there is a greater volume of water that is being pushed through a smaller area. So it's forced to flow a little bit faster. As well, there's a change in elevation, which is causing, the increase in energy. This part is important to the river because there is the most sediment that is being kind of like pushed through.
or carried at this point.
During this project, we have learned about how a stream can be changed and harmed by human development. Bowker Creek has been almost completely altered from its original state to be more suited to Oak Bay, but it has come at a great cost. The ecosystem of the stream has been destroyed, and there is little to nothing that can be done to fix it. We have also learned about how the topography of a stream will affect the movement of water and what that looks like in nature. This lab allowed us to put what we have learned into practice, which is very helpful. It has allowed us to conceptualize the different pieces of a stream and see how they will actually form in nature versus what they look like in a diagram. Overall, this lab has helped us to have a greater understanding of what we have learned in class.